on.
Hello and welcome everyone. This is amazing. Have a blessed Sunday. Some people are already in Monday, depending on your time zone, but I am just in the evening hours of my Sunday. So welcome. My name is Dr. Nyepu Kimu Hall, founder of Nurses in Charge. And indeed, I am charged today because our podcast is featuring one of our very own amazing nurse from Liberia, where I'm from, of course. You guys all know that I am Liberian. And but yeah, I represent nurses and midwives globally. I speak for nurses and midwives globally. I stand for nurses and midwives globally. Whatever has to do with a nurse and or a midwife, put me in charge of that. That is where I thrive. Those are my areas where I shine for our community. So I said, welcome. I am on fire today. I am just excited. It's just a wonderful day. So I want to welcome you all formally to Nurses in Charge podcast. Share your nurse story. We started this podcast about 2 years ago, and we are growing slowly but surely. I need some most experienced podcast creators, content writers to join me on this team. And of course, I also welcome all of NIC members to co-host with me. So don't be shy. I barely know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it, and I need you to join me. So with that said, a little bit about Nurses in Charge. You may be wondering if this is your first time ever coming across one of our shows. You may be wondering, who are these people? Who is she talking about? So Nurses in Charge is a faith-based nonprofit organization which was established in 2021 and approved as a nonprofit in the U.S. in 2022. So as the founder of this amazing organization, and ministry in general, we are faith based. What does that mean? That means we are the generation of nurses who are going to touch lives strategically on Christian principles. We are telling nurses and midwives that you are not just an ordinary person, neither are you just an ordinary professional, but you have been given talents by your Creator, Jesus Christ. And you need to harness that, you need to govern that, you need to have dominion in the work you do. Okay. So, as a nurse or a midwife in charge, you call the shots. You um, walk into your workplaces, into your communities with confidence, with such a profound level of competency that you know exactly what you are all about, what you are going to provide your patients, and you stand by it. So again, thank you, thank you. This is our podcast again. If you do desire to become featured on our podcast, please feel free to email the nurses in charge at gmail.com and check out our website, nursesinCharge.org. Without further ado, I want to welcome my co-host today, Nurse Williams Borbor. He is in Liberia joining us, and I am bringing William out here. Here we are. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me, Williams. And
Okay, thank
it's
you.
a pleasure to have you. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a nurse who is sacrificing everything to be out here today with me. And I truly, truly honor your presence, um, Mr. Bobo. So let me say a little bit about you, and then you can tell the whole world who you are, okay? So just sit
Okay,
back and hear what I know about you. All right, perfect. All right,
okay,
so this is a moving podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Nurses in Charge, nurses and midwives in charge global. We share the story of a phenomenal nurse on this podcast. Share your nurse story. We sit down with Williams T. Bobo, a dedicated registered nurse from Liberia, whose journey into nursing was shaped by compassion, resilience, and an unshakable calling to serve. As a young boy, Williams dreamed of becoming a medical doctor. Woo woo! Go, my brother, go, my brother. But it was love, humanity, and death connection the deep connection between nurses and patients that ultimately captured his heart. Watching nurses care for patients, not for money, but for the value of life itself, redirected his path and planted the seed for a nursing career rooted in purpose. From his from his studies at the Winifred J. College of Health Sciences, located located in Nimba County, Liberia. This is a United Methodist University. Um, to long nights of hunger, sleepless, studying, and demanding clinical hours, William's journey was anything but easy. If you know your own story of becoming a nurse and or a midwife, you know it's never an easy route. Yet, fueled by determination and faith, he passed on believing that failure was never an option. His story is raw and honest, reflection of what it means to fight for a dream in the face of limited resources. After graduation, Williams served as a field staffer, raising awareness on HIV/AIDS, STIs, and TB, tuberculosis, and later as an uh, officer in charge, OIC, in short, at a clinic, roles that exposed him to both the overwhelming challenges and profound rewards of nursing in Liberia, despite the shortages of staff, equipment, and resources. He and his colleagues continue to adapt, innovate, and serve with excellence. Indeed, they do. Today, Williams is believing God for opportunities to advocate, no, not advocate, yes, of course, he advocates, to advance his education, empower fellow nurses, and contribute meaningfully to the growth of Liberia's healthcare system. So, my friends, this episode is surely a testament to calling over comfort, purpose over profit, and faith over fear. It is a story for every nurse and midwife who has ever struggled, sacrificed, and still choose to serve. So, friends and families, colleagues, innovators, influencers, lawmakers, whoever you find yourself to be, I am so honored to be in the presence of Mr. Borbor, who, regardless of electricity not being turned on yet in his location, he is determined again, yet again, he's determined to make this podcast. And I am humble to be here with you, my brother. I'll let you talk. Now is the whole stage is yours. Please tell us who you are.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm
You're
very
welcome.
sorry for the environment I find myself for now. I'm in a very big darkness. I'm very sorry for that, which I have no control over. So, my name is William T. Baba, and this year, by the grace of God, will be making me a little younger, 40 years.
Woo! I like the way you say it, younger.
So, okay, I'm a nurse. a registered nurse. I graduated 2022 from the United Methodist University uh, with a bachelor degree in nursing. So, as you rightly hear, that is a story that actually that I shared, and that was just a brief story because I don't want to write because if I say I'm going to write, I will write until maybe. So that was just a brief story concerning this profession that I am in currently.
Mm-hmm.
So for tonight, I am honored again to be on this platform to share my story again, and also to maybe entertain some questions, conversations, gain ideas from each other. Uh, Also, what a little time I have been in the field, what are some of the challenges and also the experience, and how this experience or challenges were overcome. Uh, these are all the things. But to become a nurse, actually, as uh, it was well said, I never planned to be a nurse from the onset. Uh, for when I was coming up, because my uncle was a medical doctor,
Mm.
and I decided to be a medical doctor.
Wow.
Even from when I was in the third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, up to sixth grade, I was determined to be a medical doctor.
Mm.
But one time, when I and my uncle visited a facility that he was working, uh, that was the first step that makes me to start changing my mind instead of becoming a medical doctor to be a nurse.
Wow.
Because when I saw, I entered as a boy, when I saw how the patients were interacting with nurses, how they were sharing love, those who they were discharging, and how the family, appreciate nurses that for their hard work, the work they are doing for them. A medical doctor maybe will go and see patient, and after all, they leave the patient with a nurse. So a
Mm.
nurse is the one that will take the responsibility how the patient is responding to treatment.
Mm-hmm.
On if the patient is not responding to treatment, what is the recommendation from a nurse to maybe change a treatment to another one? I saw this here. I said, this is a good thing to become a medical doctor. Although we talk about, I started shifting or moving from a medical doctor to a nurse from that perspective, and also uh, talking about the resources, the limited resources
Mm.
that when I graduate from high school and then looking at the background, going to medical school also is another tough thing because it's more expensive when it comes to that also, the resources and all of that. And started building up my love to become a nurse also make me to shift from becoming a medical doctor going for 7 years, and I went for 4 years to become a registered nurse. So it was not actually an easy thing to make that decision because even my father wanted for me to become a medical doctor.
Wow.
So for me to, convince them or maybe talk, they say, oh, um, though I said it from the onset, I want to become a medical doctor, but for now, I will still be in the medical. Rather going for, they ask me a lot of times, why do you want to be, nurses are subject to doctors to be that, because one of the things as nurses, client and with the client family, because when it comes to sharing, you have to family, because it's from the family that the family will start appreciating.
Mhm. Your connection is going in and out here.
Am I live?
Yeah, you are, but it's like every now and then it will cut you off and then bring you back. The usual
uh
struggle, in other words, our usual struggle with network.
yeah,
Network.
network.
Yeah, I remember when I was in Liberia and trying to do podcasts or trying to do Zoom meetings. I know exactly what you're going through, so it's okay. Let the show continue. I'm loving your story, so please continue talking.
Okay. So as I was saying, it wasn't easy, but because the nurses, to be frank, when they are working with a client or a patient, they share that mutual love.
Mm,
They share that mutual love because all the other dirty work
mm,
whatsoever, they everything on a nurse. So a nurse will be taking care of that client or the patient, and the person come back to their normal life.
mm.
Nurses field for patients. The way, unlike the doctor, be very close, always closer to a patient. Because why?
Mhm.
They are always there with them to share, or what we call, sometimes it can be, sometimes it's empathy. You put yourself, I say, I want to be a nurse so that at
Mhm.
least. But the thing about here in Liberia is like, for us here, they don't normally differentiate, because
Mm.
so that's that's the thing about here.
Can you please repeat that? You got caught up a little bit. You said they don't
Don't know
you
the
couldn't
most of,
discriminate, they don't differentiate what.
so they all,
Mm. You never need to leave us alone. I don't like what the
this is
network
my
doing to us. Mm.
that's a thing, and actually moved me. And when it was challenges were actually
Hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the issues we face behind the scenes when we're trying to have Zoom meetings. NIC being a global ministry, we often have our meetings on Zoom and or often our meetings are on Zoom, and even on the podcast we'll have issues with network connectivities, especially from Africa. So these are major and ongoing issues that we experience. We will continue the conversation with Mr. Borbor. He will come back. He is working against the network problems there, and he is at, I believe he was in the break room, no, in one of the offices at his workplace. So he took out time to be with us tonight. I believe he will come back. The electricity has not been turned on. It was 7 p.m. in Liberia. So the electricity, usually these hospitals run by generators um, for backup, and also they will have the welcome back. The network took you
Yes,
out. I was just trying to keep our
yeah,
audience informed about the current issues we have in Liberia with electricity, and then uh, Wi-Fi issues. Yeah.
yeah.
So
The network
you
is
you
really
men-
bad.
you mentioned about the moment or experiences that shaped your heart from pursuing medicine to embracing nursing as a true calling. That is remarkable. When you changed your mind to not become a doctor but rather a nurse, did you find a resistance from your family? Were they disappointed or anything like that?
Um, for that, because uh, except for my dad, because
Hmm.
he is letter and he knows the differences between the nurse and the doctor.
Yeah,
But unlike my mom, she doesn't know whether nurse or doctor. She took everybody to be the same. So
yeah,
only on my dad's side, but
yeah.
we talk and then he understood what I mean about that. So he got
Okay,
to understand that one, and then we work by that. But
okay.
except for my dad, but mom take everything is the same.
There you go. Your mom was just happy that her boy, her son went on to graduate from college, and the Winifred J. Harley, the health science, the College of Health Sciences in Nima County is a prestigious institution, and having visited the college during our tour, I can tell anyone it is amazing. Can't wait for the documentary to really showcase that location. And the leaders there are amazing, highly talented professionals in nursing, in healthcare education. So, um, going back to your mom, she was very proud of you that you went on and completed your college degree, and for that graduation, I bet you had some jollof rice and fufu and GB.
Oh, that was a great time because my mom left from Lofa and she brought a goat.
Oh my goodness. Wow. She brought a whole
Ah,
good for you. Oh,
yeah, she,
talk about it. That's some kind of big party there. Talk.
yeah,
Wow.
she was
I,
overwhelmed. She was overwhelmed because,
oh
and
my.
I'm the first son, and I'm the only child that came out of high school
Oh
yet,
my
and also
goodness.
university.
Wow. So you broke the whole the glass ceiling. Like, I'm here. Wow. So you're the first, and you and I share that in common. I'm the first of five children from my parents. So you said the skills for your siblings to follow your footsteps. Are any of your siblings in healthcare, nursing, or midwifery?
Um, Only our last born. Our last born is this year is in the 10th grade. So he also said that he want to become a medical doctor.
Hey, somebody gonna take that baton and that torch. Someone's gonna take it and move with it. Brother Williams, let me welcome uh let me see, Mr. Vani. Thank you so much for joining us. He's joining us from Liberia. Thank you, Nurse Vani. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, as you can see, we have our Peking here. Only Liberian will know, Liberian and Africans will truly know what Peking means. We have our Peking here, Mr. Borbor. He's sharing his story with us on the Share Your Nurse story with NIC. So thank you so much for taking time out to be with us. Hopefully you won't just be joining us on Facebook, but one day you can be right beside me here on the podcast to share your story, Mr. Vani. So thank you so much. Awesome. So, Brother Williams, let me ask you, during the most challenging times in nursing school, what kept you motivated to continue despite limited resources and personal sacrifices? What kept you motivated?
The motivation because one of the thing that or one of the person that keep motivating me or to say that first of all let me first refer to my dad because and most especially he was my first patient when I started clinical.
Oh,
He
okay.
was my first
You
patient.
were practicing with Papa?
Yeah, my dad was my first patient that
Oh, that
gave
is
injection in the vein. He called me one
wow.
time. Yeah, he called me one time. He said, "Go and buy gentamicin. Come and
Yeah,
give me injection in the vein."
yeah.
I was little bit scared because that was my first year to start clinical, and
Wow.
he just called me. He said, "Come," and then he said, tie this my hand, and you see this thing that are running here, they are veins. So just go straight in it. You as long as
Oh my
you see the
goodness.
blood flow, then you are in the vein. So so he was my first patient.
At
And
home?
exactly
Was it at home? It was
at
at
home,
home. Liberia, anything goes. Not too much.
that was at
Oh
home.
my goodness.
Yeah, so that was how I started, getting brave to even
Mm-hmm.
give injection. That was because he was my first patient. I started doing
Yeah,
that, So when I went for clinical, even the first day I entered in the demo lab for my
yeah.
clinical, and we were doing the practical. When
Mm-hmm.
our instructor saw the way I was hold the cannula to establish the alveoli, he said, Bobo, have you been in a clinic before? I said, no, no. So not
I
knowing
just been doing in the living room.
that. so
Oh my
so
goodness.
yeah. So it was actually challenging, but what kept me motivated is because if I fail today,
Mm-hmm.
and what will become of my family tomorrow?
Oh my.
Because if my father is sick tomorrow, I will be the
Mm-hmm.
first person that he will call. And if I go there and then maybe I just go halfway with my education and then I fall out and he called me, he said, "Oh, you have been there, so come and do this for me." And then I go there and minister a wrong medication. I will be the first person to kill my father.
Yeah.
So I,
Oh wow.
uh-huh. So, and I was actually in a clinic where uh, that happens.
Mm-hmm.
The
Oh, something
overdose,
like that
the
happening.
overdose. Yeah, when I
Ooh.
was still a student, they overdosed a
Ooh.
little child with quinine, and the child could not
Curry,
survive it.
oh, curry naka, curry naka, curry
Yeah,
naka.
yes. So let me just put turn on the fan so that I can't be sweating too much.
Yeah, please do that. I'm so happy I can see you in real life. Curry naka. In that bro, when electricity come on, the whole the entire neighborhood goes into a roar. Curry naka, let's be clapping all over the place, yelling. Ain't that true? You know, I'm
Yeah, that's
clapping.
you
Curry
are right. You
naka.
are right. You are right. You are right.
Home is home. I miss Liberia. I've been away for a whole year now. All right, let's tell our story.
Okay. So
Okay. Wow.
that keep me going because if I go to visit my mom and then knowing fully well I was going to medical school and
Mm-hmm.
then maybe she calm down with malaria or any other little things, then if I administer a wrong drug,
Hmm.
then
Yeah.
I'm the one that will be killing my mom.
Wow. So that was the
And
pressure on you.
it was actually plain, and I look
Hmm.
at it. If uh, people who are in the medical field,
Mm-hmm.
they are the doctors for their own home that they help for the first aid, maybe even if at home at night and you are not able to do or maybe carry the person to the hospital, you can first of all start with the first aid before going to
Yes.
the hospital. So
Yes.
yes. So my motivation came up and said the for me to feel or for
Hmm.
there is no alternative for me to say,
Yeah.
oh, let me just withdraw from this nursing and go and do different thing. No,
Yeah.
because I think I was having that passion that when
Hmm.
I see someone, maybe the way, even the time I was in a clinic where I was working, if I see my patient coming on, oh, I'm okay, it gave me joy. So when I
Wow.
was a student, even if we go for clinical and then he said, this is your patient that you have to take care of, that you have to, do total care with this patient, and you write on this patient. So if that patient sees me tomorrow and then, oh, that my doctor here, it makes me feel very proud. It makes
Yes.
me feel that, I
Yes.
helped somebody. It
Yeah.
make me, that gave me a lot of joy.
Yeah.
It gave me a lot of joy.
You
So
feel
that,
that you're contributing to society in a
yes,
meaningful way.
yes, I'm
Yes.
contributing a lot of to the society.
Yeah. Wow. So hmm, your story is too sweet. So looking back at your experience on your nursing journey, how have your experience in community health uh in all leadership roles shaped your vision for the future of Liberia? How has
Okay,
the future of nursing in Liberia?
okay. Before coming there, you mentioned something about
I jump
challenges,
in.
and
I jump in.
the challenges. You
Okay.
mentioned something about challenges. So the
Yeah.
challenges when we were in school, I
Uh-huh.
can tell you the reality. When we were in school, we
Okay.
used to even sometime, as Nigerian people can say, drink gari and sleep with that in their
Oh
stomach.
my
That's it.
goodness. Tell
Drink
us, please.
gari and sleep
Hmm.
because if there is nothing on the table that you have to eat for that day, and God bless you, you have a curry with the sugar, not milk. Milk is not there. You
Oh
drink
my
that
goodness.
one, and you go on with your studies. We used to
Yes.
sleep on the campus when, especially when there is a test. We have a test, or maybe midterm is coming. We often sleep on the campus as a group to study. Most often we carry juice, we mix juice, and then we put it in a bottle. When maybe the sleep is trying to knock you down, you wake up and walk around, because while
Yes.
you are targeting tomorrow, the test that is coming,
Oh my goodness.
you you have to pass, because if you don't pass, then you will still on in Winifred. Winifred don't have any sympathy to say that, because they often tell us that you are going to deal with lives. We don't want for you to graduate and go and kill somebody. They say this student graduated from Winifred. So
Wow.
that is it. That is it. So
Wow.
it was actually very difficult, even in our clinical hours. Sometimes you go for clinical with your empty stomach. You don't even have a hope for lunch.
Oh my
But
goodness.
yet and still, we kept pushing. We kept pushing that one day things will get better, because there is no alternative to that until you fight. They say a winner never quit. So we kept fighting until today. At least we haven't arrived to where we want to be, but we are still pushing it forward.
Wow. You made it. You made it out, graduated, and you're making not only yourself, your father, your mother, your community, but nurses and midwives globally. You're making that contribution and standing out tall. Wow. So eating gari, drinking drinking juice to stay awake. Did you ever study on lantern?
I even study with my phone light,
Oh my goodness.
because because I was using the channel light, and when the channel light goes off and I have a test I have to write, I haven't yet covered where I have to read for my study, for my test tomorrow. I have to use my phone light to study.
Wow.
So all that we passed through that
Hmm.
until where we are today. By the grace of God, we haven't arrived, but by the
Yes.
grace of God, somebody will see you somewhere. He say, "Oh, this person has done this."
Yes. Wow. So, and when you say your phone, like you're talking about these little mobile phones. We're not talking
Yes,
about smartphone, iPhone, or anything. This is a
I'm talking
small
about
mobile
a button phone like this.
phone. And is this the phone that you sometimes use to join our meetings?
No, 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 no. I'm talking about when I was in school.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Whew. You turn that light
When I
on
was
and
in school.
you're not going. By the way, your chair lady she's watching you from Facebook.
Okay.
Evelyn watching you from Facebook, so she's cheering you up, putting thumbs up. She got late data on her phone. I can tease her. I say you got late data today. Oh yeah!
Uh,
Wow, wow. So, bro, Williams, let's keep on the track of the challenges. Um, was there a challenge paying your tuition? Did you pay out of pocket? Did you get any scholarships? How did you manage? How did you uh um sustain yourself in that area? How did you afford your 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 tuition for nursing school?
okay. For the tuition, that was a very big challenge, because
Mm,
even I even sat down for 2 semesters. That was 1 year when my
mm,
colleagues left me behind. We were to graduate. I was to graduate together with my colleagues, and all of us entered together. But because of
mm,
the tuition, which my dad was not able to pay for the 2 semesters, and I sat for those 2 semesters. I was not able to attend.
Wow.
So it was very tough. It was very challenging because sometimes when my dad um try by all means, and then send the money for my school fees,
Mm-hmm.
and school fee is there, and the other one rented is there also, and the eating is there. So it was a very serious challenge.
Hmm.
When it comes to that, it was a very tough one
Wow.
because when he paid the school fee,
Yes.
I have to also eat, and the other family members have to also eat. And
Hmm.
I don't have a place where I was living, so I have to rent also the rentage. So I sat down for 1 year, and my colleagues left me behind, and they graduated before me. I was almost disappointed, but one of my colleagues encouraged me and said,
Uh-huh.
"Oh, Williams, you can make it. You can still make it, even we don't graduate together, but you can still
Mm.
make it. You will still graduate from Winifred." So it
Wow.
kept me going, and it encouraged that my friend encouraged me. And the following year, I went back. When
Mm.
they was doing the capping program, and that was not my badge I was to cap with, and but I was forced to cap with them because
Yes.
that is a process before ever you can start the clinical.
Mm-hmm.
So they even that day they even forgot to call my name because I was not part of the program.
Oh my
So
goodness.
yes, that was how the dean have to go and whisper, and the person who was calling the names, that
Oh,
was how she called. He said, "Oh, the person that we are calling, he was not part of this group, but due to some reason, he left back." So that was how they called me, and then I was
wow.
kept. I was that was it was actually somehow frustrating, but
Mhm.
God's time is the best.
Absolutely. So they added you on. You an add on. Wow. Life in general, and sometimes when you come through the fire, you come through the other end, you look back, the smoke everything on you, but you just so excited that you survived
Yes,
that journey, and you're on the other end. So
yes.
amazing. What an amazing story. And I truly believe there are others out there who share similar and or maybe worse challenges they had to encounter. And this is why Nurses in Charge have brought on the Share Your Nurse Story podcast, because sometimes people look at nurses and midwives and think that we came through um, our schooling, by such a easy route. But I don't want to believe that it's ever easy. Even if you are from an affluent family where you have your parents got money, you still got to study. You still have to commit personal time, sacrifice your pleasure out there and study. Because if you don't study, you're not making it through. You can have all the money in the world. You have to commit clinical hours. While friends are having parties out there, you are locked up into the books and doing so much of a preparation for the career that you are pursuing in nursing. So thank you so much. So all right, you tell me where you want us to go. Do you want us to now talk about your future, or do you have anything else to share?
Um, no, we can still go ahead and with the
Okay.
question maybe that you want to ask, so you can ask the question so we can go ahead.
Okay. It will trigger some memories that you can share more. So my question to you is, how have how have your experiences in community health and leadership roles shaped your vision for the future of nursing in Liberia? How has those experiences shaped your vision for nursing in Liberia?
Okay, that's a very good. That's it's very wonderful because the experience in work, especially when remember that I told you that I'm not yet an old nurse. I just graduated 2022, so I, I haven't just stayed long in the field.
It's
So,
okay. Congrats.
but the few hours or time I'm yet in the field,
Mhm.
uh, it have been wonderful. That is especially when I was at OIC
Mhm.
uh, with a clinic in Ganta. The experience there was actually very wonderful because to work, to graduate, and then come and work with the society or the
Mhm.
community, sometimes there are so many challenges. People, how they come, how they see you sometimes.
Mhm.
Uh, like in that clinic, one time, my experience with, a police woman was very terrible in
Mhm.
that clinic because she came. You know, most people think that when they are in government, then
Mhm.
when they come at your facility, you should take them as they are government people, not
Yeah.
knowing these are private facilities. When you get there, you have to do what is required of you in that particular
Yeah.
facility.
That's not a
But
jurisdiction.
yes, yes. So she came, and as we nurses, we love, to take care of the patient before ever we talk about money. That was what I was doing, but on the other side, it was not helping me
Oh
because
wow.
that is a facility. It is a private facility. And sometimes when I finish doing that, some people will just bring up stories, and
Mm.
the medications are not brought on board by government. The private facility, the providers provide the medication. So we
Mm.
need to bring money on the table before ever the medication can be provided. But this police woman, she brought the money we charge. She at the end of the day, she said, "I knows nothing. I don't know what I'm doing." I said,
Oh.
"Wow." I said,
Oh.
"Wow." But that one, myself, actually that day, I
Uh-huh.
didn't leave, I didn't leave that with her because it was a disgrace saying that
Mm.
I was right in front of my subject, and then saying that myself, we got Osa. I told her the plain blank. I said this uniform is just on you, but even if accident happened here, you cannot write anything about the accident. You cannot take any
Thank
police
you.
statement here. So I gave her that one. Even the people who were looking at us, they were not just looking at her now. I said, now, if something happened here, you cannot take a police statement. You just wear this uniform just for formality, but you can't do anything. You are just there to be collecting bribery, but you don't do any other
Wow.
thing. If you can tell me that I don't function as a nurse,
Mm-hmm.
so you don't do anything. You can't even take any police statement. So that got her angry. She just got a motorbike and she left. So that was the
Wow.
end. She didn't return there to pay our
Mm.
money. She didn't return
She
there
took
to pay our
advantage.
money.
Took a disadvantage of the kind services that she received. Services before pay instead of pay before service. She took disadvantage of that, and
Yeah.
so being a Liberian myself, that really drives this question as to how what do you want to change about the system in Liberia, the future of Liberia, nursing in Liberia. What are some of those things, if you had a pen and paper to write down, um your list, what are things you want to change in Liberia, as a professional nurse in Liberia? What are some of those things that just like you would change, you want to work on?
Okay. So for us, especially in Liberia here, if we talk about changing some of the things, we as nurses in the medical field also needs to change our way of thinking, and we
Mm-hmm.
also need to know that nurses, they are not just subject to doctors, but we are professionals.
Mm-hmm.
We have to think that way. But in the other way around, we always think that without a doctor, we cannot do any other thing. But for me, I think, and most especially, without a doctor, a nurse can work to a facility and to sustain patient and also to keep patient coming for some time. But
Mm-hmm.
without a nurse in the facility, I'm sure a
Mm-hmm.
doctor cannot work because a doctor
Because,
is not trained to take care of the patient when it's come to that care. The doctor
mm-hmm.
comes once a while to see a patient. Why a nurse is with the patient to take care
Mm-hmm.
of, to know the needs of the
Yes.
patient, and to advocate for to advocate on behalf of that particular patient. So
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to that, we as nurses, we have to first of all transform ourselves. That is to have the mindset that we are professionals.
Yes.
We are professionals. If you think that you are a professional, then you behave like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
You behave like one, because you can be a nurse as a professional. Then some of the things that we do see with our colleagues, that
Mm-hmm.
if now for me to say, oh, Williams, can you recommend some things that nurses, especially in this
Mm-hmm.
our 21st century, to change? Nurses, some of us should stop holding bribery. When I talk
Mm.
about bribery, is something, if the patient comes to you, we can sometimes prefer other patients over the other, and wherein they are all the same.
Wow.
They are all the same. We sometimes prefer this one because this one brings something to me, give me, something, carry me for long for some time, maybe when we meet outside there. So when the person comes here, and then I need to do that
Yes.
preferential treatment. So
Yes.
as a professional, we need to treat everybody the same way, regardless of the person's status. We need to treat everybody the same way.
Yes.
So
Yes.
these are some of the things that most of our colleagues, they are disrespecting them now in the community because of this. Sometimes if the person comes, they just, the same way they can do with our police, they shove
Mm-hmm.
something in your hand. If they shove something in your hand, the person just close your mouth. What you have to do now, you will just
Mm.
prefer that person over another.
Wow. Yes.
Instead, yes, instead of you, doing the right thing, that
Mm-hmm.
this person has come, and then they are waiting for you to see them, and
Mm.
you on your other side, the person who has come last. I'm not saying that when there is emergency, emergency supersede any other case.
That's true.
Emergency supersede any other case. If there is emergency, then
Yeah.
that one you have to take that emergency
You have to
first.
prioritize. You have to prioritize who
Prioritize
goes first.
emergency, yeah.
Yes.
But
But
rather
taking
than that,
private. Woo. Wow.
yes, rather than that, if the person comes, and then because you know this person in the community, you prioritize that person because the other person come, maybe the clothes they are wearing, they are not representing, they are dirty, and then you take them that kind of way. You don't know where you are going to meet that person tomorrow. So as a
No.
professional, we need to change some of these things, and we need to put ourselves. We need to be empathetic. So
Yes.
to take ourselves, to put ourselves in the shoes of that particular person. Because if this person is your brother, is your sister,
Mm-hmm.
that you are treating like this in the facility, when the person asks you question, what am I to do, even to give them directions, you
Yeah.
shout at them. Sometimes the people will not, open up to you because
Mm-hmm.
why? The way you talk to them.
The
So as
professional
nurses,
wow.
yeah, as nurses today, for me, if to bring something to say, oh, in future, what do you
Mm-hmm.
want to recommend as a nurse? Let's be patient center instead of being yourself. What a patient needs to meet the needs of the patient.
Yes.
We have to advocate for our patients. We have to talk on behalf of them. That tomorrow, when they see you somewhere, they laugh. We have to prioritize their needs over our own,
Absolutely.
their needs. Because when the patient needs is prioritized in the facility, that brings up even the facility that you are working, that brings up more patients.
Yes.
It brings up more patients. Because if 90% of your clients that are leaving your facility are talking good about that facility because the way you people can hold them, then
Yes.
the patients will be coming.
Mm.
Even the facility I was working, most of the people, although I left from there now to come and do little contract in the Guyana, but
Mhm.
some of them can even call me up to now. Are you at the facility? I say I'm not there. I'm not there.
Yeah.
So we have to,
Yeah.
yeah, because when they come, first of all, when you are frowning your face, I'll first of
Mhm.
all, try to build that rapport, to build that relationship, to give you that, that whatsoever information that you are going to give me there remains there. That
Wow.
confidentiality,
Yes.
confidentiality. Because
Wow.
if you don't build that rapport with a patient, they will not be
Mhm.
able to talk with you. They will not be able to, to empty themselves to you.
Yes.
And as nurses, what we often do when we are on duty, we are always on our social media. We are
Mm.
on phones. When someone is talking to you, then you are on your phone. When
Mhm.
someone is trying to explain their problem to you, then your colleagues step in. You start talking different things. Instead of you, that colleague to be also professional. Most
Mm.
of our colleagues, they are not professional because you will
Wow.
be in conversation with your client. Instead of
Mm-hmm.
them, when they knock the door, they see that you are busy talking with your client, they will enter and then they want for you to respond to what they are asking you. So that
Oh
is
my
not
goodness.
professional. That's not
Yes.
professional. So we need to change that one. If you see your colleagues in conversation with a client,
Yes.
you have to respect the privacy of that client, confidentiality. As long you are not on duty to talk with that client yet, give them space so that the client or the patient will
Mm-hmm.
talk with the person that they are in the room. So let's be professional as nurses. Whenever you are talking with your client, even your posture, the way you are talking, the way you are sitting, the
Mm-hmm.
way you are responding to the patient will give the patient the confidence,
Yes.
give the patient the confidence to talk with you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if the patient is talking with you, then your eyes are on the other side, then
Mhm.
it's not the time that the patient is talking with you, explaining their situation, that you are there to be focusing on the paper to be writing. No,
Yeah. Wow.
you have to
Wow.
focus. You have to focus on your patient. You talk with
Mhm.
them. Sometimes some people don't like, that direct eye contact, but you know you have to do in the other way that the person will know that you are actually focusing on them,
Yeah.
talking
Eye
while
contact.
you are
Yes.
eye contact, while you are nodding your head when they, sometimes when they talk, and then you want to get them on point, you ask them, oh, did you mean this, what you said?
Yes. Reflective
You
questions.
you reflective question. That's you are
Yeah.
right. Reflective
Wow.
questions. So if you try to do that, then the person will know that yes, indeed,
Yeah.
you are
Wow.
actually talking with them and you are actually getting their point. So the person will be able to
Mm.
explain what is in their mind. But many of us today,
Mm.
we are on our phones, we are on social media, we are on TikTok, talking
Mhm.
different things while our patients are talking to us. We
Wow.
what you say? You, I didn't get you. I didn't get what that point what you were saying. What were you focusing on when you didn't get what the patient was saying? That
Mm.
is a point there. So if that patient don't build that confidence in you at
Mhm.
that particular time, if they lose that confidence in you, they will
Yeah.
not explain it is, what is in their mind.
Yes.
They will not explain it. And sometimes, majority of us, some of the patient that comes to us, sometimes they
Yeah.
need psychosocial counseling.
That is
It's
so
not just
true.
about medication.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about medication. Sometimes
That's
the
true.
way you talk to them.
Mm.
I had a patient in the facility where this woman, she came. I look at her chart. I said, but madam, you were here not quite long ago. You were here.
Mm.
Then she, she started explaining, yes, I'm the other person. I don't have nobody. I
Mm.
sell from Sunday to Sunday, selling. I have to
Mm.
look at her and then I intervene. I talk with her. I say, madam,
Mm.
selling from Sundays to Sunday might not help you. You have to take some time and rest. Your body
Yeah.
needs rest.
Yeah.
Because if you are not resting, you will be stressful. And when
Mm.
you continue to be stressing yourself every time, it's not about you coming here so that because we are sitting here just so when you come and then we call money and then you pay the money, we give you medication, you go, we eat the money. That's not only thing that we are here for. We are here for you people. At least the way you came the last time, it take a longer time at least for you to come by is okay, but not quite too long. You are back here. So I talked with her. She was able to understand that. And since I left that facility, she didn't return there for any medication because these are some of the things. Some people are suffering not because they are medically challenged, but sometimes
Mm-hmm.
stress, sometimes they need somebody to counsel them.
Wow.
So these are some of the things as nurses, not just to wear this white and go to
Mm-hmm.
the hospital, but
And look pretty or handsome.
we need to talk. At least we need to learn how to talk to our people. We
Yes.
need to learn
Wow.
how to talk, to encourage, counsel them.
Mm-hmm.
Medication is not the only way. When you talk to
Wow.
somebody,
Wow.
sometimes when that peace of mind, they get that peace, it is you are helping them. You don't know how you are helping them until when they recover from that stress, they come to appreciate you. So there are a lot of things as nurses
Mm-hmm.
uh, we can still work on as professionals. So, but for the few years, the experience that I have in the field and the joy, it keep giving me joy when I see my patient, they recover and then I see them laughing. We share fun. When you sometimes, when I was in the clinic there, sometimes when you meet me sharing fun with my patient, you will think different way. But we do
Yeah.
share fun. We laugh together. When they
Wow.
meet us, we are eating. I say, if you don't eat, then I will not see you. We share that phone. They sometimes
You
when they
know what? You know what, Baba? What you just said? When we did a tour in Liberia, Sis Evelyn, she met a guy. That was our last day. We were heading back to Monrovia for me to return to the USA. So this guy is a young guy. We were at a restaurant, and then he came over. He saw her. He sat down. He was just like a regular customer. He too was there to eat. And then later on, he came closer. He asked her. He said, "Sis, you know me? Have we met before? Do you remember me?" And then she said, "Oh, my brother, I can't remember. I don't know. Have we met before?" So she reciprocated the question. She said, "You don't remember me? I was in a motorcycle accident, and you were the nurse that." And he remembered the hospital. He remembered the date and told her. He said, "You, the way in which you took care of me, like I was your own brother." I was like, "Wow, you will forget your patients. They'll remember you. You know."
yes,
So remember how you treated them, how you made them feel as a person. Whether you made them feel bad or you made them feel good, that is what when they see you, you see so many patients, right? And even as an instructor, you teach so many students. But
yes,
because that one student remember you being that instructor and or that nurse that made an impact on their lives, they will remember that forever. And when they see you somewhere, please let it be a good remembrance. Let it not be something,
sure, sure, sure.
let it not be a negative imprint that you left on them. So yeah, Evelyn, if she's still on, she'll remark on that. But it was so remarkable. Here we are connecting nurses and midwives across Liberia, and on this very day, we're just laid back. We're just having our lunch and reminiscing on the entire tour. And this patient saw this young man saw Evelyn. He said, "If you were not diligent in my care, I would have died because I lost blood, and I needed to be transfused. I needed triage. I needed the nurses to be on task. Now that I'm looking back, if you weren't a professional nurse at what you were doing, I would have lost my life." I was like, wow, wow. So that really reminded me when you mentioned that nurses, and this is why I continue to share your points as to what needs to be changed. You said, "Nurses, please counsel your patients. Medications are not the only answers to your patients' problems." I want to welcome Kendria. She's joining us from the UK. I only know that because she's a member on NIC. And I also see Yensha is on. He's joining us from Cameroon. So thank you guys for showing up to cheer up our very own amazing nurse from Liberia, Mr. Borbor. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. We are way past our time, but this story just been so sweet. I couldn't stop it at 3 p.m. my time, which is 8 p.m. your time, Mr. Bobo. Do you have any
Yes.
final words? Any final sweet story word? Any final words for our viewers out there? They're sending you some love. I told them to send some hearts if this story is touching them. So guys, please send some nice emojis for our brother here because I'm sucked in to his story.
Okay. So, thank you very much. This is as I conclude on this, because one of the things that, like when I was in the clinic there, one of the clients or patient came with crying. That male patient came with crying that day because he couldn't pass a urine. And you know, I inside the tube. And for the first time, the urine came out a little bit. He felt released a little bit. But and I was off for the day. In the evening, I was off because I spent the whole day. I was off for the day. So you see how if you don't have passion for any profession, when you are off, even when they call you, you will not return. But
Mhm.
I was off. I went home to sit together with my family. It was around 8 going to 9, and they call me at the clinic. He said, "Oh, the patient is crying. Say the urine, I said, at this time, my wife said, he said, "Oh, are you going back again?" I said, "Yeah, I have to go."
Yeah.
She-
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. She asked me, I said, "Are you going back again? So days of your work, so you can't get tired." I said,
Mm.
"Well, we choose to we choose to serve, so I just
Wow.
have to go. Come and lock the door. When I come, I'll call you so that we can open the door."
Yeah.
So he was having a very serious urine retention. So
Mm.
I have to go back there that night, and then I inserted the catheter. That is how the urine came out.
Mm.
And I helped him at that particular movement. When he felt release, he was very excited. And
Wow.
I saw that laughing. He was just smiling. He said, "You are my doctor. You are my
Entirely
doctor.
cheap.
You are my doctor."
Oh.
Yeah, because he was actually crying.
Mm.
You know what I mean? To spend a whole day without passing the urine. So he was actually feeling that pain. When I
Wow.
did that, he felt released. He was actually laughing, smiling. "You are my doctor." Oh, I said, "Wow, there is." I have to, the person who was on shift, I have to tell him. I said, "Okay, if in case he feel this way, please, this is the way that you have to do. You do this way." I show him the procedures, and then to be helping him in case he feel that kind of way again, because it will not be soon for me again by 12 to call me, so that there is no model back there for me to come.
I know.
So yeah, so that was how I showed the procedure to him. And then later, he himself, in the morning, I came back. He was very happy. And we make a referral, and he went
Yeah.
to ELWA. So that was how, although the condition didn't subside immediately, but when he returned back in Ganta, he was still excited. He was
Wow.
very good, appreciating me. He was actually very excited about it. I said, "Wow, this is a very good thing." So I can be very happy if I treat somebody and then I see that person, recover, and then
Mm.
help somebody. I contributed to the life of this person.
Yeah.
So it gives me joy.
Yeah.
That makes me very, very excited. Anytime I help somebody and then I see the smile on that person's face, it actually makes me happy. So
Wow.
this profession, I thank God it's not a mistake that I'm a nurse because it's not a mistake.
Yes.
uh,
Glory be to
yeah,
God.
it's not.
Glory be to God. It's not a mistake. You're serving humanity at large. And look at you today on this stream. You are with me and just marveling about your and your journey. You still have a lot ahead of you, Mr. Bobo. You still from 2022 to 2026. You are a baby nurse, and so far you have touched so many lives. I'm telling you, it's amazing. And look at the joy. You still have that vigor. You still got that joy of health of human services in you. I can't thank you, but I thank God Almighty because He created you for a purpose, right? He created you for a purpose, and you are walking in that divine purpose. And when you're walking in divine purpose, there's this joy that comes out of you, even in the midst of the chaos, even in the midst of the challenges, you know. And people don't see why nurses stay. We stay because when you look on the inside of you, you know this truly brings joy to you to see your patients transition from the pain and suffering they were in, the dire need for life, and now they're living vitally, right? They have a vitality in their lives. And you look back, it's not paycheck that makes you come back. It is the joy that you reap out of the services we provide. So I can't thank you enough for taking our time to be here with me today. We've had the uh, challenges of current not being on earlier, and then
Yeah,
coming through with a party noise that was behind you, and then internet connection issues. And
yeah,
here we are. We completed the entire story, and I know our viewers are marveling after your story. And let me see, we have another member that joined us, Tabitha Abolit, um, from Cameroon as well. Thank you. It's our pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining us, Tabitha. We appreciate that you took time to be here today. We are at the tail end of the show, and this show has been so remarkable that time did not become a factor. We just continue talking, having this conversation. Thank you so
yeah,
much, Bobo. Wow.
yeah. Thank
Wow.
you. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, yeah. Uh, I remember this one when I was still a student.
Uh-huh.
It actually played on me because we were to ER, and then I and my colleagues, the patient they brought, and then we were, taking care of this woman, and all of a sudden, the woman gave up the ghost.
Oh,
My colleagues, she cried and her tears ran down. I was just feeling that whole night that my whole shift was
mm,
just spoiled totally because
mm,
I was just why should I be on shift and then a patient expired and they just brought the patient on the
wow.
ER. We just
Wow.
felt that whole night was not good for all at all. We
Mm,
felt very, very bad about that night. I said, wow. It was
mm,
like the woman that died. I felt the pain as if she was my mother.
wow.
That was how I was feeling it. I felt the
Mm,
pain as if she was my mother because she came in the facility and she didn't take long. We were just rushing, do this one, as they were instructing us as students. We do this, do the BP, do this one, check the pulse,
mm,
the pour the drip up, all those things. On the contrary, before the doctor could come in, then this woman was gone. So
wow.
I almost cry, but as professionals, and say as incoming professional, you need to
Yeah.
sometimes when you see situation, you don't
Yeah.
cry. If you are crying and you said tears, what will you tell the person that you are trying to comfort?
Mm.
So you
Don't
try to
cry
hold your
too much. Don't become so tearful that you can't comfort the person who you're with, right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
really
yeah.
good, man.
So
Wow.
yeah.
Mm,
So
I tell you.
it's a great opportunity to be on this platform and to be with NIC. I count this one as a great privilege,
Oh,
great opportunity to be
awesome.
on this platform, to be one of the NIC members. Is a great
Wow.
opportunity and it brings me joy
Wow.
anytime to be online to talk, to share stories. It gives me joy.
Awesome. Awesome. Wow. And I need you to recruit more and more nurses and midwives to come and share their stories. Because when you share your story with the world, this is the world. This is like you're standing on the entire globe. And we don't know who's going to come across this story. We don't know who's going to say, you know what? I need to speak with Mr. Bobo. There's more to his story than what he told you that day. And or you don't know who your story will come across that will give them the boost of energy they need to continue their journey as a nurse and or to continue their journey as a person. They may be struggling somewhere, but your story came across them and they say, whoa, I thought I had it worse in nursing school. Nursing school is going crazy right now, or midwifery school is driving me nuts. But what this man has survived, and now he's joyfully speaking about it, and he is doing a remarkable work in Africa, in Liberia. I can do it too. So our stories go to serve in different dimensions that we cannot express. And overall, Mr. Bobo, I want to say thank you. There's a leadership quality in you that I just marvel at it. You are not the type who sees opportunities and don't bring it to others. I see you often trying to serve our community in ways that, okay, if they couldn't make it there, let me take it to them, right? So I really, really appreciate you for that. And
Thank
NIC
you.
needs more of you. We need to groom more of you, and I do pray, and I know God will answer my prayer that more and more nurses and midwives will come on board to serve this organization that is a grassroots movement. We're not looking at only those who are up there that they've made it up the ladder. We're looking at those who don't even know they got it. They don't even know that they have so much to give the world in their stories. Their services are valued. They don't even know that the things they do at the bedside or in their offices can change the perspective of the world. So we're connecting, we're celebrating, we are empowering nurses and midwives globally, because if we don't pick up our sisters and brothers who are at the bottom, we will lose them. They fall between the cracks, right? So we're bridging that gap, we're closing the gaps, the loopholes that society don't often reach out to close up. Big organizations look at the they look at organizations that are big enough, they are billionaires, but we are looking at the organization that are people, individual nurses and midwives that are in the boondock who don't have electricity, who and but yet they're providing nursing care, they saving lives. Nurses who are giving blood to their patients, they are donating blood to be transfused to their patients, who are taking their own out of not being paid regularly, but they will take their own cash, their pennies and dimes to buy food for their patients, right? To make sure their patient bills are paid. Imagine that. These stories need to be told, So that this is what brings me joy on a Sunday um, evening, Sunday night for you, Sunday evening for me. This is what gives me that jolt of energy to say I'm in the right profession. I am still in the right profession, which I believe that from the time I became a nurse, and I believe that you do as well. So thank you so much for your time and effort coming on today, sharing your story. This is not the end. We got more story out of that you still need to share. So we'll jump back here again another time and continue this conversation, because I believe you
Okay.
got more stories to share. So we will connect again, okay? So we can continue
Right.
this conversation and share more light to what you do as a nurse, the communities you serve, and what it means to you. So thank you, and I bless God for your parents bringing you into this world. I bless God for creating you, that you're giving, you know, chance to people who may be at the brink of death. You bring reviving them through the gifts that God has given you. So always know that as a child of God, you're not just having that stethoscope, or you're not just at a job place, but you bring such a spiritual, divine healing property to the workplace. When you touch human lives with your hands, you're touching them with the hands of God. That's why He created you in His image. If He did not create you in His image, maybe He created you like the cats and the goats. They're not God. They're not in the image of God. So when we are touching lives, we are touching lives with the hands of God. We're speaking to people with the mouth of God. We're looking at them with the eyes of God. God is a spirit. So he created us so that we will embody him and show the world a light that I am a child of God. He created me to take care of you. He will heal you through my hands. He will heal you through my comfort. So thank you. Thank you so much for your leadership. And thank you so much for choosing nursing over a medical degree. You are still in the healthcare field, as you mentioned earlier, and you're doing remarkable work. We need the doctors, but like you said, the nurses do more. They can do more than the doctor come and work off of what we do, right? And they have that advanced degree, but without us being on board, let me tell you, I've seen doctors who just turn it around, they don't even know where to start. Because we have the skills that they don't have, right?
Yes.
And just to go advanced, but we build the foundation before they get there. We
Yes.
start saving lives before they get there. So thank you so much. Continue to um, encourage our colleagues out there and continue to speak the language of nurses in charge that we are a global family. We are a global family. If we don't pick up each other, nurses will become extinct, and we don't want the now today we don't see a lot of elephants in Liberia. They became extinct because people didn't value them. They killed them. So let's not kill the young. Let's not kill our fellow nurses. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay.
Woo, we made it
Okay.
through.
Thank God.
Thank God. Take care, okay?
Yeah.
We'll continue this conversation. You and I will meet off camera in the coming weeks and we'll plan to see what other stories you want to tell.
Okay. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a
Okay.
blessed night and
Okay.
tell
Thank you.
like you are hello for me.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right, my brother. Take care. God bless you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Oh, dear Lord.